Hello and welcome back to the Gfinity Arena here in London, and we're moving on to some more games in the different groups now. We've had some amazing play in the Group A and Group C games this morning, B and D coming up, and we're just talking about some of the games we've got to look forward to here. Anything jumping off the page, anything you want to make a note of before we jump into these games?
Yeah, no, so we're kind of introducing now Epsilon Vinch, who was the G3 winner. So another big name comes in, and he's against Sterrenstatus, who's a Dutch FIFA player. No, that's a really big game, two experienced players. And then you've got an Epsilon v Epsilon battle.
Okay,
So,
Epsilon.
yeah,
So either way, Epsilon wins from that one.
Yeah, no, Epsilon should pick up the points in that one.
I mean, if they don't, they'll be very
I hope so.
disappointed. It'll be down to the ref if they don't. I'll tell you that much for free. But Epsilon Vinch versus Sterrenstatus, and yeah, we've also got Epsilon Rocky versus Epsilon Nino. Yeah, so 3 Epsilon people playing in these 2 games,
Yep.
and they could potentially have two wins down if it goes to plan. The guys are in their booth getting ready now. Sterrenstatus from the Netherlands, as you discussed. Anything about him that could be noteworthy? What sort of games play has he got? Do you know what style he uses?
No, he'll play a very quick, narrow style. I think if his style is anything like he has done on previous FIFAs. And he's got loads of experience. Like, he's been playing way back, I think, since 2008 at least. Top 8 in world finals. So yeah, he knows how to play. And Vince is one of the sort of current top players, I'd say.
And would you say that any of these guys have an advantage, having been able to watch this morning's games and see how people are doing, see what teams they've used? It's quite an interesting thing there, because obviously, yes, they can't play any of the guys that have played this morning in the groups, but they know what people that go through will have left. So is that something you've got to think about?
Possibly. I think I wonder how many of them have picked up on the fact that if you go strong in your first 2 games, then you haven't got to waste that 3rd pick.
Yeah.
If you get through, I think that's really important. So I think it is worth, using like a soft team to start off with. No one wants to use their best team first.
I mean, the most games you'll play in this competition, if you win the whole thing or get to the final, is 6, right? And you select 7 teams. So if you manage to win both your opening games, you're actually only going to use 5 teams. Yep. And so you're going to have 2 spare. You might have 2 weak teams you don't want to use. You haven't got to use them then, have you? Because you've never had to use them. So that's a massive incentive to go hard, go strong from the very top. And this first game we're going to look at here is Roma. First time we've seen Roma used today. And they're going to be taking on Dortmund. So it's an interesting matchup. Roma have obviously got an incredible pacey lineup.
Yep.
Dumbia, Ibarbo, Gfinity. Talk to me about them.
Yeah, no, this is... You'll see him. Everyone will be aware of these players from playing on Ultimate Team. Ibarbo, he's a cheap player, and he's so strong, he's so quick, so powerful. So he'll be like leading the line, and Dumbia as well, so pacey. Gfinity too. So there's a lot of pace in this team, but they're weak in defence.
But do you feel like they are as good in this head-to-head, non-Ultimate Team version of FIFA, or do you feel like their powers come through more in FUT?
Yeah, that's hard to say. I think because the game's quicker in FUT, I think that you can use their powers more. So yeah, no, I agree with that. I don't think they're as effective in the head-to-head mode.
Are they even a 5-star team? They might be 4.5
4.5, yeah.
So you do get, obviously, we were talking about it earlier, you do get 4-star, 4.5-star competitive tournaments. This is a competitive tournament with no star limit, there's just team limits. And so there is no requirement to have a 4.5-star team in there. Such is the power of their attack, particularly their pace in the attack. We've actually seen a few people opt to have Roma in there and even used them. And we talked about this first game in the group, which is for both these guys. It is the game that if you win, you're really looking good to go through. So you want to maybe get a decent team out there. And he's gone with Roma straight off the bat.
Yeah, and I think maybe it's almost like an unofficial agreement that players will use a weaker team first. There's a good chance of your opponent using a weaker team. So you don't want to use, say, Real Madrid against Roma and beat a guy 5-0. Yeah,
and they can talk beforehand. They can say, look, I'm going to do this. Do you want to do this? And they can agree. And it is Sterrenstatus that's using Roma here, and Epsilon Vinch is in the yellow of Dortmund. It's always nice when you haven't got the same team against each other. It makes it a lot easier. Yeah. Makes it a lot easier to follow. So here we go. So we've got Roma on the ball here, Nangolan, the Belgian, in the middle, and it goes to De Rossi.
I use Nangolan on Ultimate Team.
Good player.
I like that guy. Quick, strong.
Indonesian heritage, Raja Nangolan.
Oh, didn't know that.
Plays for Belgium and obviously Roma, formerly at Cagliari, where Ibarbo also used to play as well. So got a few players there linking up. Iturbe is another fast player for Roma.
Yep.
They've got pace all over the park, they really do. Okay, so still 0-0 in the Roma versus Dortmund game. Mkhitaryan, look for Gundogan. Gundogan. I'm going to say Gundogan. No, I've forgotten it already. Gundogan.
I'm not sure.
But you know who he is, guys.
Yeah.
He's a good player. He might be going to Man United in the summer. Durm on the ball here. Marco Reus to Ramos. Ramos gives it back to Gundogan, to Mkhitaryan. I wish Dortmund would maybe get scouts that prefer players with less complicated names. Just get someone called Smith. Make my life a lot easier. Okay, it's gone off there. Still 0-0, 23 minutes in this game. And it's 0-0 in the other game, by the way, between Chelsea and Brazil. I know that Epsilon Nino is Chelsea and Rocky is playing as Brazil. We'll show you some more of that game later. But meanwhile, there's a chance for Ramos, who's gone through. It's a foot, just the right foot that has saved that from going in. That was very close.
Quite a weak shot there from Ramos.
It's good from the keeper there. De Sanctis comes out and catches it. He's had a reasonably good season. I know he's got an informed card, not on the team, and yeah, he's doing quite well for Roma. But Juventus obviously leading the way in the Serie A in terms of the title.
Yeah, Lazio are actually looking good now.
Lazio and Roma, big rivals, of course, share a stadium, and yeah, Lazio have sort of started a little bit of a good session again. I know sort of maybe 10 or so years ago they were a pretty decent team. They had some good players, and they're starting to look challenging again. I remember when they used to have the likes of they had Mendieta and they had Simeone right back in the day. They were a dangerous team. Maicon on the ball here for Roma. Nangolan. Roma, of course, had the likes of Gabriel Batistuta up front. What an absolute hero for Argentina he was. Okay, here comes the ball to De Rossi. De Rossi to Doumbia. Doumbia to Ibarbo. Can he get a shot away? He's gone for the pass instead. Interesting choice there. And De Rossi's given away the free kick. And it's a Dortmund free kick. And we've got Weidenfeller to take it.
Yeah, that was unlucky there. The pass was definitely on. He just wasn't... I think he stopped running because he was becoming offside.
Subotic. Błaszczykowski. Durm. Very few people going with Schmelzer that I can see for Dortmund.
There's not a lot of options there, really. I think I've seen one person use Schmelzer.
He's obviously higher rated than Durm, but I think people prefer Durm. Maybe he's a little bit pacier.
I'm not sure.
I don't think there's a lot in it, though.
No.
No, it's just definitely seems to be the preference. Iturbe to Maicon. Maicon, who was definitely one of the best right-backs in the world a few years ago before Gareth Bale absolutely destroyed him in that Champions League game back when he was playing for Inter Milan. Maicon, that is. And his confidence definitely took a knock after that. But he's been having a good season for Roma. And here's Aubameyang on the right-hand side for Dortmund. Going down that right-hand side. He's got pace. He's got pace to burn. He's looking inside. It's got to Ramos. Ramos for one more pass, perhaps. No, he's used it as a dummy run. He's got one more pass again. So many passes and no shot at the end of the day. And that for me is a classic example of where I probably would have shot, wouldn't have scored, would have got a corner. And it's just a question of whether you think that's good or not. Last game, I'd say it's better because a corner was so effective in the last game. Now, corners are nowhere near as effective, and so he probably was doing the right thing to try and force that extra shot at the risk of losing the ball.
Yeah, I'd have been tempted to go for the shot as well. I think there was plenty of defenders back there, and he kind of just ran into trouble, trying to dummy his way into defenders, which wasn't ever going to work.
Błaszczykowski to Reus. Reus loses the ball there, a poor pass inside, but Dortmund keep possession. Subotic goes inside to Mkhitaryan. Mkhitaryan again to Ramos. Ramos, Dortmund looking to make something happen here. It's a good ball. Subotic has continued his run there, I think. Was that Gundogan? It's Mkhitaryan. And Roma have got the ball here. They need to make something happen. Doumbia, they need a little bit of room for these fast strikers. You need the space to exploit that pace, and they don't really seem to be getting that. They're playing a lot of 1-2s in there and just not really getting to unleash their acceleration. Yeah. We've had a goal in the other game, by the way. Brazil have gone 1-0 up. That's Epsilon Rocky against Chelsea. Almost half-time in that game. Almost half-time in our game here at Roma against Dortmund as well.
You know, both players are really cancelling each other out almost. Both playing narrow styles. I think Vince has looked more threatening.
Oh, close. Here we go. Błaszczykowski for Dortmund, taking his time, trying to create something. No, can't do it. Good defending. And Roma can break. Nangolan, where's he going to look to go? He's going to take it out wide. Keep hold of that ball. And now he's going to lose it. Holds on to a little bit too long there.
Yeah, there wasn't actually a lot of options there. Maybe he was trying to look for a long through ball, but no players were making the run at least.
Ramos, can he find him? He nods it down, but it goes back to Roma. Nangolan. Roma have not had a great amount of chances here, but nor have Dortmund, to be fair. Still 0-0, and we had a second goal in our other game now. Brazil have gone 2-0 up against Chelsea. Neymar got the goal, and we'll show you some more from that game later on. But for now, we're going to stick with Roma against Dortmund and see if we can get our first goal here. So it's Doumbia trying to close things down, but Dortmund keep the ball. Aubameyang to Gundogan. Schmelzer. Schmelzer's playing right back. Okay, so it's no Piszczek unless he's playing centre back. Some people do play Piszczek in the centre, but I don't think he is. I think he might have dropped the Polish right back.
I'd be surprised if he was dropped, unless he's
one of
playing
the better
somewhere
players.
else.
Maybe he's playing CDM. No, I don't know where he's playing him. If he is playing him, can't see him anywhere. I think you've got Hummels and Subotic at centre back, haven't you?
I think he's playing right centre back.
Is that him centre back? He's dropped Hummels. So would you go Subotic over Hummels?
Who's the other centre back?
Subotic.
All right. You know, I'd use Socrates.
Yeah,
I think he'd be my first
another good one.
Defender on the
They've got some good centre backs, Dortmund. But no Hummels is the highest rated out of the lot. Too slow for you?
He's not that slow.
No, I'd play him personally.
Yeah, no, I don't mind him.
Still 0-0. Maybe he knew because he was playing Roma. It was all about pace at the back.
Yeah, no, possibly.
Even
That's
just an extra few, one or two more, you know, just whatever you can get because these guys are so fast. Mkhitaryan for Dortmund. Looking for an opening. Comes back. And it was read by Roma, but it's still got the ball. And it's Marco Reus to Aubameyang. Inside to Ramos. Ramos to Gundogan. It's nice. Gundogan back to Mkhitaryan. Mkhitaryan to Blazikowski.
Nice.
Through ball to Gundogan. It's going to be a goal. That's beautiful play. That's lovely build-up, and the goal was deserved. It's taken a while to see someone make a cutting-edge manoeuvre like that and actually open a chance like that, you know, one-on-one with the keeper. They did it, and fair play. Dortmund have got the lead. Roma need one. Still only 64 minutes gone in this first leg, though. We've got a whole other leg to come. Roma will be disappointed to be 1-0 down, but whenever they've got the pace that they've got up front, they know they can create a chance out of nothing.
Yeah, no, that was a great goal by Vince, and I think he deserved it. I think he's been controlling the game, and he hasn't had many clear-cut chances, but at least has been the player trying to force the issue. And yeah, that was one of the goals of the tournament that I've seen, in terms of a passing move.
Yeah, great build-up, it really was. And if you guys want to come and watch some of this action live, don't forget you can join us in our Gfinity Arena here in London. Information on the screen there is you can watch the action live on Twitch, but you can come here and join us, gfinity.net/tickets, if you want to get up close and personal and see these guys do what they do in the flesh. We've got a whole other tournament taking place tomorrow if you can't make it today. Ultimate Team, Play Like a Legend tournament. It's going to be great. Meanwhile, still 1-0 to Dortmund, 20 minutes left. And Roma just not really had a one-on-one opportunity that I can remember. Doumbia has opened up some room for himself, though. He didn't want to shoot. He's played the through ball. He just can't get to Ibarbo's feet.
You know, it was a good patient play there by Sterrenstatus, actually. And a nice little through ball, just didn't work.
Ibarbo and Doumbia are almost arguably more famous for their ability on FIFA than they are in real life. They, you know, I know they were both bought in January, where Ibarbo's actually on loan from Cagliari, but they were both January additions to the Roma squad, and I think a lot of people were saying that the Roma manager had been playing FIFA, and that's why he brought them in, because you know they're decent, but they're not. Ibarbo doesn't start for Colombia really, and Doumbia is definitely in and around the squad for the Ivory Coast, but not a household name. He was playing in Russia before, so but they're making a lot of names for themselves in terms of FIFA. They just need to do it in real life now, I think, to get to the next level.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if Ibarbo's starting for Roma at the moment.
No, I'm not sure if he is. I think they play him on the right, don't they, rather than down the middle, which a few people probably prefer to have him down the middle on Ultimate Team and the like. But here is Ibarbo on the ball. Can't get a pass away. Manolas picks it up. Gfinity here on the left-hand side. We haven't seen a lot from him. He's a player that's really thrived since he left the BPL and got a little bit more game time. Probably felt a bit more appreciated at Roma than he did at Arsenal, and he's definitely done a lot better. A lot of people didn't see that coming. He didn't look half the player he does now when he was at Arsenal. Still 1-0 here until well into the 80th minute, the last 10 minutes. Got about 7-8 minutes left, and 1-0 it stands. Epsilon Vinch leading. He'll be very happy to go into the second match with the lead if it stays like this. Can he double that lead and get another goal? Adrian Ramos on the ball.
Yeah, Vince definitely looks the happy of both players, like just from his play style, passing the ball around quite freely, although he's lost the ball there. But yeah, definitely looking confident, and I think his favourite in this game.
De Rossi on the ball for Roma. He can hit them. People do like to strike them with De Rossi, but he's gone to Nangolan. Nangolan can also strike them, bit of Barbo. One pass too many there, and it was a good tackle at the back, and Dortmund have a chance to break here. Getting very close to the final whistle of this first leg. Epsilon Vinch has played well in Gfinity tournaments in the past. G3 last year he did particularly well, and he'll be looking to at least match that form, if not improve it, in today's tournament and tomorrow's as well. Blazakowski on the ball here. It's a good ball in, it's a great ball. Oh, it's a lovely goal. Well finished from Marco Reus. And that was a very nice goal, but for different reasons. It wasn't so much about the 10 so passes that built up, it was about that one pass.
Yeah, no, he sort of run there and executed that like chip through ball into the box really well.
That's 2-0 now in aggregate to Epsilon Vinch, and Sterrenstatus has just made it a little bit harder for himself in this second leg that's going to start after this one. He's got to come back from a 2-goal deficit instead of the 1, but I'm sure he feels that he can do it. He just needs to get more chances to his strikers at Roma there. But that's the final whistle in that first leg, 2-0, and the final whistle is about to go in the other game as well, which is also 2-0 to Brazil against Chelsea. Really good result there, considering Chelsea are most people's second favourite team in the game. But Chelsea having a chance there, no, weren't able to go through. Still 2-0 in that game. The full-time whistle has been blown in both first leg matches now, and the second legs will be starting very soon, both with someone 2-0 down, both with someone 2-0 up. So was that how you thought it would go there, Nino? Losing to Rocky 2-0 and Sterrenstatus falling behind to Vinch?
Yeah, no, that's exactly. I thought that them two were the two favourites in each game before we started. So yeah, no, it's gone as scripted so far.
Let's go into this Chelsea-Brazil game then, have a look at this in the full screen and see what's happening here. So we've got Cuadrado on the right for Chelsea. So El Nino, that's what they used to call Fernando Torres, isn't it? Epsilon Nino, sorry, is Chelsea, and Epsilon Rocky is Brazil. Rocky with the 2-0 lead on aggregate. Cuadrado coming in from the right-hand side. Felipe Luis denies him here. Marcelo's going to run out with it. I'm not sure where Marcelo's playing. Looks like he might be quite central, though.
Yeah, it looks like either a CDM or a centre-back.
Here we go, Remy on the ball for Chelsea. Still haven't seen anyone use Remy at centre-back yet. We saw a lot of that at the last Spring Masters at Gfinity. I wonder if that was something that was agreed, didn't really work for people, but I haven't seen it again today.
Yeah, no, I don't think Remy really works as centre-back. He is strong, but I don't think he's strong enough.
I think I'd understand it more if there was a lack of good centre-backs on offer. But when you've got Cahill and Zuma, and we saw some people using Felipe Luis and Ramirez there, like, you've got a number of people that can do a job there. Remy's still valuable going up top. In fact, we've not seen anyone start Diego Costa, and this could be why. Remy scores it. That's why Diego Costa is not in the team. Chelsea getting 1 goal back there. That was Epsilon Nino with a hit, making it 2-1. He's still 1 goal down to Epsilon Rocky, but he's got plenty of time to get back in this now. 80-odd minutes, in fact.
Yeah, and I think that's an example of why you don't use Remy in defence, because he can do that.
Exactly.
Just go through.
Regardless of how good a centre-back he is, he's a decent striker.
Yeah, not too bad. The fact is keeping Costa out of so many FIFA players' teams.
Yeah. Speaks volumes. So we're going to kick off the other game in a second as well. That's just started, and it's obviously 2-0 in aggregate to the Dortmund of Epsilon Vinch in that one. But Chelsea looking good. They've restored 1 goal, making it 2-1. And they've got a free kick here, Felipe Luis. I think he might be playing in both teams today. It's a good ball in, but you've not really got someone you're just going to get on the end of that for Brazil, have you? No, Fred was the last person they used to have, and I don't think anyone will be using him today.
No, I don't think Fred will be in too many people's teams.
Through ball for Willian. It looked like he might have made that for a few more yards, but keeper comes out and clears it.
I'm actually surprised, considering both teams are from the same organisation. I'm surprised they're using 2 strong teams. I would have thought. Yeah. I'm not sure how we stand in agreements before games. I use a weak team, you use a weak team, but I thought there might be some mutual agreement there.
Felipe Luis for Brazil. So back here it's going to be a Brazilian throw. Brazilian being Epsilon Rocky and Epsilon Nino being Chelsea. 2 Epsilon players, as Chris just pointed out, And here's Hazard for Chelsea. Hazard to Remy. Remy inside to Matic. And Matic, he's got a lot in his locker, but I'm not sure if his final pass is his best asset. He's more of a tough tackling enforcer in there that can break the game up and keep possession. And I don't think the final through ball is his main skill set, but I'm sure he's got something in his locker. We've got David Luiz playing for Brazil, I think in CDM as well. I think he is playing in CDM for Brazil, ex-Chelsea player, of course. Here's Ramirez, Hazard, Matic again. Matic goes to Remy, the goal scorer. Nice bit of skill from Loic Remy, but he's getting forced out by Marcelo. Miranda, Silva, Danilo, the right back. We talked about this earlier, is on his way to Real Madrid at the end of the season from Porto. Tipped to be the next Dani Alves, Brazilian right back. A lot of potential in his future. Here's Douglas Costa. Lost the ball.
You know, Brazil have like the strongest defence in the game, really. If you've got Marcelo and Luiz sitting in front of a defence of Silva, Miranda, Danilo, and Felipe Luiz, that is hard to break down.
It didn't work too well for them in the World Cup semi-final, but this is FIFA. This isn't real life. Not going to be conceding 7 anytime soon, I don't think, today. Hulk on the ball on the right-hand side. Goes to Danilo. What's your preference on wide midfielders with kind of quite strong or quite bad weak foot? So for instance, and particularly when they're their opposite foot of the side. So for instance, you've got Robben on the right, he's left-footed. You've got Bale on the right, he's left-footed. You've got Hulk on the right, he's left-footed. And likewise, you've got a lot of right-footed guys playing on the left. We can have a goal here. Before I finish that train of thought, we've got a goal. I think it's Eden Hazard that's put it in for Chelsea. 2-0, levelling up the tie, making it 2-2 in aggregates. There's a lot of, well, it's equal now. So 60 minutes now. Whatever happens in these next 60 minutes, if it stays like this, we're going to go to a third game. And if someone else gets the goal, they'll be in the lead. Going back to what I was saying, yeah, so for instance, Robben. Do you like having a right midfielder who's a left footer, or would you prefer a right midfielder with a right foot?
In this game, yes, I prefer having a sort of left midfielder with a right foot, because I think cutting in and shooting is much more frequent than crossing with your left foot.
Yeah.
I think even players prefer to actually cut back and then cross it, so again using their favoured foot.
And for a cross as well, some of them guys, Gareth Bale for example, he's got a decent right-footed cross. It's not unbelievable, but it's decent.
You know, do you know what I don't see in this game? On too many occasions where someone with their weak foot will cross it in and it will, go like 50 yards out of play.
Okay, so this game is 2-2. It's absolutely tied, almost coming to half-time here. But this game itself, this fixture, is 2-0 to Chelsea. So all the momentum's with Chelsea. I don't know what's happened that's made things sway so much in Epsilon Nino's favour. Is it a formational thing? Is Epsilon Rocky, did he get a bit lucky in that first leg? I'm not sure, but right now you've got to say momentum's with Chelsea, and if they get one more goal, then it will be looking really good for them to get a first win in this group.
It's a strange momentum change. This game was a straight restart, so they're both setting up the same as they did before. Yeah, I don't really understand.
Lovely from Willian. Are we going to get goal number 3? Eden Hazard, it's lovely. Great. What a block on just in front of the line.
Great dummy inside there. I was expecting him to shoot from that position.
Here's Ramirez. Plays it back to Matic. Matic is not going to shoot. He's going to go to Cuadrado. Cuadrado, can he get the ball in? We're going to get a Chelsea free kick on the edge of the box here. Eden Hazard probably to strike this, I'd imagine. Can he get it in? 25 yards out. It's a good hit. It's a goal. We have a free kick and it's gone in. And it's Chelsea 3-0 up in this leg. 3-2 up on aggregate. What a turnaround.
Yep, and Nino celebrating there in the booth. And that was... Rocky nearly stopped that with Marcelo, I think, rushing across to try and block that free kick. But yeah, quick free kick from Nino. And yeah, so it's been all Chelsea so far.
Basically, the FIFA gods heard you at half-time, between the two legs, when you said this is how you expected it to go. They went, well, we'll show you, and then reversed it. Yep. And now Epsilon Nino's coming back. Absolutely flying. 3-0 up in this first half of the second leg, 3-2 up on aggregate. Not looking good for Epsilon Rocky. He needs to find something, but he's not looked in this game so far. It's been all Chelsea. Eden Hazard causing havoc out there. Willian left of the box. Can he get it in? He's done well. Can he get the cross in? He's going to pull back to Eden Hazard. He's turned the wrong way there. If you turn the other way, I think you're in. But it's not worked out for him. It's 3-2.
And I think momentum's a big thing as well in this FIFA. I think if you're 3-0 up, your players will pass a bit more sort of comfortably and more accurately. So I think, yeah, Rocky's got a really hard job now to get back into this game.
No shots, not a single shot, not even off target. He's going to need one if he's going to get back in this. It's half-time in the second leg. Currently 3-2 to Chelsea. I'd be gutted right now if I was Epsilon Rocky. To have that 2-0 lead and to have thrown it all away within one half of football would be very, very demoralising. But he's got good players on the pitch and he's a decent player himself. I'm sure he just needs the one goal. He's made a change. He's brought Oscar on for Hulk. Like I say, one goal will take it to a third match decider, which would actually be decided by silver goal. We've seen it used once today so far. If you're not familiar with silver goal, it essentially means that you play one half of a match up to the 45-minute mark. If someone has scored in that match, or if someone's winning in that match, they win when it stops. If it's level, we go for another half and then to penalties. But ultimately, one goal can win it for you. It's just not golden goal, which means the game stops when you score it. You go to the interval at least.
Yeah, I definitely prefer the sort of silver goal scenario.
Yeah, I think it's good. It gives you a chance to come back. It's not so much of a killer blow to concede. Matic on the ball here goes to Ivanovic, who's playing. Not seen him used much today at all. Azpilicueta to Hazard. Eden Hazard is beaten to it by Miranda. Miranda plays it out to Willian, who's going to get there. Willian into Marcelo. Marcelo to Oscar. Oscar to David Luiz. It's nice build-up. There's a big switch on top left. He's not played it. He's carried on going straight. Costa to Neymar. Can he get a shot away with Neymar? He's going to work it slowly but surely. Marcelo. Thought he might have struck one there from that angle, but it's a good ball back in. Oh, and he's cut out by, is it Kurt Zouma there that cuts that out? It's nice defending from Chelsea, but decent build-up from Brazil.
Yeah, no, that was a smart play there by Rocky. Saw he was well outnumbered in the attack, slowed it down, let the other players just catch up with the attack, and then, you know, good through ball into the box in the end.
Matic for Chelsea. Goes inside to Zouma. Kurt Zouma down to Felipe Luiz. Felipe Luiz is going to carry it. He's going to wait for someone to come to him. Take his time. It's patient. It's nice. And then he goes to Willian down the line. Willian is tackled nicely though, but Danilo. It's a foul apparently. I thought that was fair and legit, but apparently not. Felipe Luiz is going to whip this one in. Is he going to go short? He goes short to Remy, who got the first goal for Chelsea. Felipe Luiz. Is he going to get across it? He looks very happy just keeping the ball out there. With half an hour left, he's playing for time, it seems. He goes to Remy. Remy, can he get the cross in? He's done very well. He's absolutely skinned his defender. It wasn't a great cutback, but he did very well to make that chance out of seemingly nothing.
You know, he was a little bit unlucky there for the player to do the kind of running out of play animation and have to cut back. But yeah, no, good play. Good to get inside by with Remy there. Can Rocky get back into this game?
Costa on the ball. Cuts inside nicely, plays to Oscar. Oscar to Neymar. Neymar to Willian. I thought you've seen penalties given for that sort of block off in the box sometimes. But he got away with that one, Chelsea. And Brazil still yet to have a strike on goal. They need to test Courtois. Let's face it, just testing him, you know, he's one of the best keepers in the game. You need to have a few shots to really guarantee yourself a goal against that guy. You can't just rely on one, because he's arguably the best keeper in the game, some people would say, I think. And here's Ramirez. Obviously, you've got 90 rated Manuel Neuer, but keepers are just an unpredictable force of nature in this game. They could do anything, they could do magic, and they can just kill you at the same time. It's very, very hard to predict. There's our competitors in the booth right there. Look at the concentration on their faces. 3-0 here, 20 minutes left. Yeah, you think Chelsea can hold on to this?
I think Rocky can get one back, even though Rocky looked a little bit bored when we saw him there in the booth. I
think it's because he hasn't had a shot.
Yeah, no.
He's bored of not shooting. He needs some chances. Maybe he'll have one now. Marcelo, what can he fashion here? Inside to Oscar. Oscar to Neymar. Neymar, can he get a chance? He's got a lot of blue shirts in between him, and the Kurt Zouma is not someone you want to see in front of you. He's an absolute brick. What a tackle that is as well. He's just a man mountain in there, isn't he, Kurt Zouma?
Yeah, no, he did really well just to hold off Neymar and all them skill moves that he was doing on the edge of the box. And nearly got through and still has a big chance here.
Oh, this could be it, this could be it. Oh, what? That's what I'm talking about. He gets the chance and then Courtois saves it. He's an absolute giant, Courtois. I think he's 6'6", is he? He's very tall. And he's got long limbs that can do exactly that, reach out and deny what you think is a goal. But this is a goal, and he's got one back, and that has levelled up the tie. 3-3 on aggregate, and it's come really the last sort of 2 or 3 minutes of Brazil have looked like they're going to score. Before that, it was all Chelsea. And wow, okay, so are we going to see another goal, or are we going to go to the third match for the second time today.
You know, really good period of play for Rocky there. Actually, two or three chances where he could have passed it and scored.
I'll give it to you. You said he might get one back, and he did. And it was hard to predict that because he hadn't had a single shot. But he's back in it now. And it amazes me how much goals change the action. Like, mentally, it's the same people playing, the same 11 on the pitch, the same guys holding the controllers. But because it's now 3-0 in aggregate, look how much Chelsea have got on the front foot. It's changed completely. Ramirez into Remy. They could go and score. There's a through ball on. He got a little bit of a touch on it at the back there, and it was enough.
Yeah, that was really risky defending there by Rocky. But can he now go on to win the game despite only having, what, 3 shots?
Willian on the left for Brazil. Loses the ball. It's a good tackle. Azpilicueta goes to Cuadrado. Cuadrado to Matic. Matic down to Hazard. Hazard to Matic. Matic being used quite a lot in moving forward. Goes to Cuadrado. It's a high foot, ref. That was illegal. But he's let it slide. Willian to Marcelo. Marcelo to Oscar. Oscar to Willian. It's a nice move from Brazil. Felipe Luis goes inside to Oscar. That's poor pass. They get it back. Chelsea not been able to clear the lines properly. David Luiz forced off the ball by an ex-teammate. And there's Ramirez to Willian. Can he get a pass away? It's well closed down by Danilo. Still Willian though. Danilo's done well there. He's got the ball. He's gone to Oscar. Oscar to David Luiz. David Luiz to Neymar. Can he create something in the last seconds? It will be a winner if he can score. Willian, David Luiz, or is he going to play for the silver goal third matchup? Willian. Oh, if he can get a shot away, it will be it. It's another save by Courtois. Against another keeper, we may have seen a goal, but no, not against that tall Belgian. And it's 3-3 in aggregate, and it looks like we're going the distance. We're going to a silver goal matchup between these two guys. Wow. You know,
Courtois really keeping Nino in the game there. And I thought Oscar could have cut back and had that with his left foot. And then you mentioned the unpredictability of keepers there. I was expecting maybe Courtois to mess that up. You see so many times that keeper comes out and completely misses the ball. Not on that occasion, though. Not in that occasion, no. And that is the full-time whistle. So we are going to go to a third game for that match. We need to find a winner there. Meanwhile, the BVB or the BVB or Dortmund versus Roma game is about to finish. It's 0-0, but Dortmund obviously took the advantage through from the first leg. So it looks like Dortmund are going to go through. But we're going to look at a replay here of that free kick, that goal that went in. It was a lovely hit. I think it's the first set piece we've seen go directly in today. And I mean, how do you feel about free kicks in this game? Do you think they're quite scoreable? That was quite a nice area to hit one from. Yeah, I think sort of 20-25 yards out there, you know, centrally from goal, every free kick is a good chance of scoring. But it depends how, like we saw there in that free kick, Marcelo tried to get on the line and Rocky didn't quite get in there in time. That's why he had the goal. This is the third game now. It's a silver goal situation, do not forget. So if someone scores, it's not all over. It's not quite golden goal. We're going to play to at least half-time in this game. But if someone's got the lead at that point, they will be the winner. And we just seen a very late goal in the other match, by the way, from Roma. Managed to get a goal, but I think it wasn't enough to get them through. They're still down by 1 goal. And Dortmund go through. I think that's, will not go through, but take the 3 points. Epsilon Vinch with the win. It was 90th minute goal from Ibarbo that got Sterrenstatus a goal, but yeah, not enough for him. So back to the Chelsea-Brazil game, and as I say, it's silver goal situation. Who are you going with? Yeah, I'm going to stick to my guns and say Rocky. Rocky, Brazil, you think he can do it? He managed to get a late goal to come back into things, and he's looking like he needs to clear his lines here. Yeah, Costa, Danilo, David Luiz, over to Felipe Luis, not related. Neymar, what can he do with it? He's done well, he's opened up some space. He's looking for a ball to Willian, but it's a good touch from the defender. Willian's come away with it though. Neymar's going to get us a good slide from Matic. It's exactly what he's there to do. Yeah, no, great tackle there from Nino, just to break that play up. David Luiz, Oscar, David Luiz, Neymar, Oscar, lovely passing. Quick, short passes. But it's stopped by Cuadrado, who's come in. And he's going to Matic. Matic is going to play Remy. Remy's got a bit of room if he can get away here. That's good defending again. Tight game between these guys. Whoever doesn't come away with the points is going to feel like they've been robbed. 3-3 in a silver goal situation. It's going to be harsh. This could be that silver goal. No, it's a good tackle in the box again. Sliding. Remy denied. Here's Marcelo for Brazil. Yeah, the game already looking a lot more open than it was. They don't seem to be sitting back. They seem to be going for this. I think... Yeah, I mean, it's technically the same situation they were in
the second half of last game, if you like, because it's their level, and whoever scores is going to have a really good chance of going through. They can kind of be a bit more negative at that and sit on it a little bit, but if it stays like this, we'll have a second half, and then it will go to penalties, I believe. So it's going to be tight. It's going to be very tight.
Again, I think because of the silver goal situation, I think you can afford to go for it a little bit more, knowing that you have got that buffer there. And, if you do concede, there is still a chance to keep in the game.
Exactly, yeah. It's a nice rule. It's a nice rule. They did do it in real football for a little bit, and then they decided to stop doing it. But it is a nice rule. Felipe Luis on the ball for Brazil. Miranda. We've got a lot of players with names that are normally attributed to females. We've got David Luiz, Felipe Luis, Miranda. But there's no questioning the quality of their defence. They're solid at the back, and they've sunk 3 goals over the 2 legs, or 2 and a bit legs, but all of those were in that second leg. They managed to keep a clean sheet in the first one. The only team that has kept a clean sheet over the 2 legs was Brazil in that first match. And here's Costa running down the right-hand side, goes inside to Ramirez, who loses out, and it's just no one's been able to break anyone down yet. 26 minutes in, it's tight. It's very tight.
Despite the sort of opening start to this game, now it's turned a little bit scrappy these last 10 minutes.
Hazard to Cuadrado. Cuadrado back inside to Hazard with the back heel. That's nice. Eden Hazard, they've got some players over here. It's a great reverse pass to Cuadrado, but he's offside. And, that would have been nice. That was a nice move.
It was a good ball out wide. There was men in the centre as well. But good closing down by Rocky there.
Okay, 30 minutes on the clock. Costa to Neymar. Neymar not making sure with those passes. You've got to be super solid. Here's Remy. He could come away with it here. Loic Remy. It's another good tackle. More often than not, Remy has been handled, but the few times he has got through, he's shown how deadly he can be. Marcelo. Felipe Luis. Back to Marcelo. Marcelo, what's he going to do? He's going to go to Willian. Willian is going to come inside a little bit. Marcelo, back to Willian. Nice little 1-2. 1-2-3. It's Marcelo into Neymar. Neymar looks for Oscar. Oscar's got something here. He's just trying to get away from Ramirez. His ball into Neymar. It's a good save, but the rebound's in. Yes, it is. Massive goal. We've seen the controller go flying in the air there. He's not happy. But it is a goal, a silver goal at that. And there's not a lot of time left. 10 minutes of FIFA time on the clock for Chelsea to get back in this. Your prediction is looking spot on, despite the confusion when we saw Chelsea go 3-0 up in the last fixture.
Yep, no, at the moment, Rocky, fair play to him. He's been really patient, and that's really hard to do, actually. Especially even when he went 3-0 down, he still stayed patient, still stayed to the game plan of sort of small passes, waiting for the opening around the edge of the box. And again, here, he didn't really have many chances in this sort of first 30-35 minutes. But just, he's kind of trusted his tactics and got the rewards.
He's had to rely on the rebound there as well, because Courtois is, other people would have scored that first chance, other goalkeepers would have conceded it, but Courtois is solid. The save wasn't strong enough that it put the ball out of danger. It gave him the rebound option. He was always going to take that one. So it's 6 minutes now on the clock, just under. And if Brazil get another one, it's going to be all over. It's going to be all over. If he scores this one, that's all over. It's done. There's no way Chelsea are going to get 2 goals in 6 minutes. Douglas Costa with the goal. And it looks like Epsilon Rocky is going to take the points here.
We haven't actually seen Douglas Costa in this tournament that much doing something like that, but he's very capable. Good agility, good speed, good dribbling sort of stats. Really kind of underrated player.
The other Costa's just come on for Chelsea, Diego Costa, but it's a little too late, I think, for them to get 2 goals now. Maybe getting 1 would be nice. The goal difference doesn't really come into play, but just for confidence going into the next game, to get 1 back would be a nice little touch for Nino, but whether he can do it is another question. Here's Remy. Can he create something? Willian's made a run into the box. Costa's got it off the bench. Can he show people why he should have been playing more? It's a good ball in. It's a lovely tackle, though. And Brazil are going to come away with it, and that whistle is only seconds away, and we've got another silver goal victory coming up any time now. Marcelo.
Yeah, what if Rocky would play the time, but a couple of times there Nino could have just stole it from him. Will we have one last attack?
If they do, it's not going to be enough because he needs 2 goals, and it's good defending from Miranda. He's absolutely physically bossed Diego Costa. Poor, The referee blew the whistle, but it wasn't going in anyway, and it wouldn't have made a difference. It still would have needed another goal. So it's all over there. And Epsilon Rocky gets the win against Epsilon Nino after silver goal, 4-3 was it on aggregate, I think it was, wasn't it? What do you think about that one then? So your prediction came true. Oh, sorry, 5-3 at the end, wasn't it? Because there was 2 goals.
5-3,
5-3, but your prediction came through. You said Epsilon Rocky was going to get it, and he gave you a bit of a scare, going 3-0 down in that second leg, but he got there in the end.
Yeah, no, he did. Like, what a game, sort of, to go from 2-0 then concede 3 in 30 minutes.
He did it for the fans, didn't he? He did it for the fans. Made it interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it was like good composure from him, really. A lot of players would have struggled in that situation and kind of panicked with this being his first offline tournament.
You can see the scores on the screen now, just to confirm. Epsilon Rocky got that 5-3 victory over Epsilon Nino after a silver goal, or 2 silver goals, I should say. Epsilon Vinch won 2-1 versus Sterrenstatus. Next up, we've got the man with the hard name to say, Quodo Manico Quiz 3 is playing the Greek. And we've also got Grey Hamps versus Dignitas. I'm looking forward to those games. Anyone stand out for you there that you think might have a good one?
Yeah, no, I think I don't know about Quiz 3. I think I'll shorten it to that.
Yeah, Quiz 3. We'll go with Quiz 3.
I know the Greeks are experienced UK player. But yeah, and again, Taz I think he won the first Gfinity tournament. So I think there's 2 favourites there actually, with the Greek and Taz.
So we'll see how they get on there. They're both playing in those games coming up next from Group B and obviously Group D. So I'm looking forward to seeing them. We're going to have a quick break now. We'll be back very soon. Don't go anywhere.